Alright, well, I know this is my first video for a while, and I wanted to make it a good one. Variablast has been asking me to do a video on the death penalty, and I didn't for a long time because I'm not exactly sure where I sit with my morals, but then I realized that that doesn't matter because it's the internet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a video on it anyway. Another thing, I just want to say that I have a very bad cold. Maybe you can tell with my voice. So if my thoughts seem a little disconnected, that would be why. And then also, before I start this video, I want to thank Variablast for sending me a postcard. Happy to have gotten it, and so thank you for sending that. It actually made me feel a little bit better today going out to the mailbox and getting this, so thank you very much for sending that. So, where do I sit with the death penalty? It's kind of a hard issue because, I mean, how can you really justify killing another human being? So for a long time, I just said, no, I don't agree with the death penalty, but then actually, Will and I got to talking, and I realized that there are some people that provide nothing to society, and they never will. There are people who cannot be rehabilitated and put back out into society and make something of themselves and contribute. So, yes, those people should be killed, in my opinion. So, for example, let's say you have a person who is a serial rapist, and every time he's rehabilitated, he goes out into society and does it again, and just continues doing this. Where do you draw the line and say, okay, enough of you, you're fucking dead? That's kind of where my morality kicks in a way, because who's to say, or who's the one that's judging which humans get to die? And that's a hard thing. You know, I personally don't think that I can make a decision on who deserves to die and who doesn't. There's not really anybody that I could really think of who's so objective that they could decide who gets to die and who doesn't. So that's the problem that I have with the death penalty. It's not necessarily that I don't think that there's people out there that should die, but it's who decides whether they get to live or not. And that's just the hard part. So that is where I am with the death penalty. I'm not against it. I'm just against anybody who thinks that they're objective enough to make such a weighty decision. And there's also, I mean, there's so many cases that, there's so many cases out there where the wrong people have been convicted and killed, and then, you know, years later they are proven to be innocent, but it's too late because they're already dead. And that, it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens enough, and even once, in my opinion, is bad enough. So that's where I sit with the death penalty. Any comments, questions, insults, I'm sure there'll be plenty of those. So feel free to respond.